Hey everybody, welcome to this very special episode of the Angry Geeks show. I'm Louie, and you're not Jeremy.
Wait. Yes, I am. Wait a second. I guess I. You sure?
Oh
Take
my
a
god.
second look.
Oh my god, the one and only Joe St.Pierre, sir. Welcome to the Geek Lair on this weeknight. Holy cow, it's an honor. Thank you very much.
It's an honor for me.
We brought you here for a special reason. And what is that reason? Look into the video scope and talk to your heart's content, and I will only interrupt you when I have a question.
Well, we're going to talk about the new Zodiacs in interview style.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about the premise first. Sound good?
Absolutely. So tell me,
The
what's
premise of my series, it's called The New Zodiacs. This is the first issue right here. Pretty much sold out of the 1A cover. Premise is 12 characters who can channel the cosmic energies of the Zodiac. So for each house of the Zodiac, it goes from Aquarius all the way through to Pisces. What's your sign?
Pisces?
Oh, Pisces, look at
Actually, I'm on the cusp. If you look at some of the calendars, I'm an Aquarius. You look at some of the other calendars, I'm Pisces. I was born on the 19th. So what I do is I read both the Aquarius and the Pisces, and whatever one's better, that's the one I go by.
You pick the one that you like. That's so cool. So I got you covered either way because Aquarius and Pisces are both represented in the first 4 issues of the book. So that's kind of cool. So for each house of the Zodiac, there's an earthly representative, a character that can channel those specific energies. The first issue debuted the new Aquarius.
Mhm.
That's the Liberator. It's kind of like a cyberpunk thriller kind of thing. This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Don't ask me to sign it.
I won't. I got other books that I want you to sign.
Okay, cool. So the new Aquarius is called the Liberator. He's the Robin Hood of cyberspace. He can psychically access the web with his mind because he wears this metallic second skin. So that allows him to kind of hack into your bank account and take your money if he wishes and do whatever he likes with it. So the second issue premieres the new Leo. That's the lion.
Mm-hmm. No, I do like this cover.
This is a pretty cool cover. This cover specifically was inked by Mr. Joe Sinnott, who's a giant in the comic book industry.
Fantastic Four.
He inked the Fantastic Four for 300 issues. He's
I didn't know that. Joe told me before camera because I don't read Marvel.
No, he knew that. He knows who Joe Sinnott is.
Yes, I do know who
Believe me.
Joe Sinnott is.
Yes.
Yeah,
So this is for you.
Oh my God, Joe, you don't have to do this.
That's
Thank
cool.
you.
Don't ask me to sign that.
I won't ask you to do that either.
So the lion is the first man who ever looked up into space from the plains of Africa, looked up into the sky, saw stars, could connect the stars into pictures, could channel those pictures into a mythology, and could generate energy from that process. So he is basically like somewhere between 20 and 40,000 years old, nearly immortal. And that issue 2, debuts the 2 characters who discover him buried underneath the ground in a kind of inverse pyramid.
Well, you said nearly immortal. So does that mean he could be hurt, he can be killed, or you don't want to give anything away?
A little of both, but I like my characters to be flawed. So the idea that he's kind of immortal or indestructible, that's just not an idea that Joe likes, myself, that I like to play with. So let's say for now that he's nearly immortal. Okay? And also, if you see what happens to him in that issue, well, after you read it, you'll let me know.
Oh, I will.
You'll see what happens to the man, and you wonder how he can still be alive. So that's cool. So issue 3 is the new Pisces. The new Pisces.
Which I already have and signed.
Oh, cool. Well, don't ask me to sign this
I will
one.
ask you to sign that one.
So the new Pisces, her name is Cricket. Cricket can channel the energies from the Pisces house in a way that allows her to communicate with the dead. So she basically works and battles spirits who are trapped on Earth, who are either reluctant or find it difficult to pass on to whatever is beyond our mortal coil. So this is the premiere issue featuring Cricket. This is issue 3. You can have this one.
I'll give this one to Jeremy.
Okay. Jeremy Yeah, when he shows up, why don't you give him something?
Yeah,
Cool.
well,
And then issue 4 is not even out yet.
no.
But issue 4 debuts the new Sagittarius. And the new Sagittarius is a gigantic volcano lava monster. The character's name is Molta. It's got an homage to the old Godzilla movies we
Okay.
grew up with. The old Marvel monsters that kind of predated the Silver Age. Groot is one of those Marvel monsters. Goom was another favorite of mine. The Blip. So issue 4, Molta, is kind of my homage to giant monster characters. And how do all 4 of these characters relate? I'm kind of hoping you could help me with that. Because I'm not quite sure.
Oh, you're not. They all relate through
No.
the stars. No.
That's right.
Through the
They're
stars.
all channeling this energy that we have invested our time. I mean, astrology has been around probably since man could, like I said, could look up into
Can
the
look up at the
sky
sky.
and create images out of stars. So that energy that we've invested in it can be accessed by certain people. That's the concept of the book. What do you think?
I love it. Now, what inspired you to do it? I mean, my thing is, we talk to a lot of comic creators, and I want that one person to say it was a dream, and I woke up and started writing, and I have not gotten that yet. So please be the one.
Well,
How did you come up?
I can say that I solve a lot of my problems with dreams. Like if I have a story issue or a story idea, I'm not sure how to handle it. I'm not sure how the story will end. I need help with a certain scene. There's a line of dialogue that I think is clunky or something like that. Invariably, I'll wake up the next day and the problem is solved.
Cool.
It's so awesome. I'm working while I'm asleep, which is kind of cool or sad. I'm not sure which. But as far as the concept of the Zodiacs, did that come to me in a dream? Yeah, probably not. It's just always interested in the Zodiac. I mean, ever since I was maybe 5 or 6, I've been drawing my own comic books, and so there you can find in my old sketchbooks when I was 8, 9, 10 years old the Zodiac characters. The Fish Man.
Okay.
Over the years, I've kind of how do I say this? I've kind of seen the signs as what they are, as basically signs that were kind of created in a time when farming was like the predominant way of making a living. And so the culture that created the zodiac signs that we know is not necessarily the culture that we're all living in now.
Okay.
So I'm kind of reinventing the signs at the same time. Like, for instance, cricket is, the Pisces symbol is fish, some kind of fish symbol. But I'm kind of reinventing the Pisces symbol to look a little bit something like this. I'm not sure if you can zoom in on that or whatever, but I'm reinventing the symbols at the same time as I'm introducing these characters. The Liberator is the new Aquarius. So the traditional sign Aquarius is the water bearer. Water brings life. Nowadays, life is information is life. What you do, what you know, what you don't know can often be very harmful to your health, right? So the new Aquarius, the Liberator, is the information bearer. So I'm kind of new 52-izing the Zodiac at the same time as I roll these characters out.
But it's unique, and it seems to be working.
Yeah.
The books are hard to find. If you're not at a con and you can't find them,
Yeah.
they're out. They're gone.
Yeah, well, the first issue sold out at diamond level.
Mhm.
The second, third, and fourth issues, we hit a base level. But the retailers I'm talking to, they'll usually carry a few copies, but they sell out quickly, I imagine. Because I have to tell a lot of fans who are looking for it in stores to kind of reserve it or to order it through me. I like the idea of getting the retailers to order it for the customers, because then the retailers become aware of it. Maybe they'll read it themselves. Maybe they'll order an extra one for the shelf. We got to spread the newsy. That's the phrase that I like to use a lot. We got to get it out there. And so anything you all can do, I appreciate being on the show very much. It's very cool.
Our pleasure.
It's my pleasure too. So anything we can do to kind of spread the word, and then when the fourth issue comes out on the 30th, that's the one with Multa.
It'll be September 30th.
Yes, that one also has a sketch cover variant. There are 25 of those.
Okay.
We'll probably put up some graphics. I have the 3 covers that we're using for.
Guys,
issue
pull
4.
up some of the graphics right now.
Yeah, as I talk, I imagine, you're the graphics expert, but I imagine as we're talking about each character, we'll probably roll some pics of each character.
Look, there they go. Okay, and it's
something
back
like
to me
that.
and Joe. Look at that.
Look at that. I didn't see a thing, but that's the magic of television.
The magic of the internet and television, actually, because this episode is going to be on the Angry Geek Show public access show.
Oh, sweet!
So it's going to be out there. 4 different markets, Joe.
I like that. Thank you. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. 4 different markets. So the Greenfield market, the South Hadley market, the Ware and Warren market. Go to your LCSs. Get this book.
Get that book, man. So after the 4th issue comes out, we're hoping to compile that into a trade. Looking to do trade paperback.
Okay.
Assembling everything with some DVD extras. I've got
No, so you're going to actually have a DVD with the
DVD
book.
style. How
DVD
about that?
style,
DVD
okay.
style extras.
Okay.
Like development sketches of the characters. A lot of people like to see that stuff. I also have kind of a unique process because I'm writing and drawing it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of my scripts are more like, just broken down pages with lettering in them. Or if you see like original art pages that I've done from this book, invariably while I'm drawing it, I'm writing dialogue on the side or something like that. So I think that's like something unique to my process that I think people would like to see. It's stuff I would like to see. I like I like to see the creative process kind of unfold.
I'm right with you there. I love stuff like that.
Yeah. So
I love original art is my favorite.
That's cool. So I'm going to throw maybe 20 pages of extras into the trade.
Okay.
Just to kind of fill it up a little bit.
Now, what else, is there anything else that you're going to get with a trade?
Such as,
if I were going to buy a trade, especially from the legendary Joe St.Pierre, I would like maybe a sketch or 2.
well, if we were to do, you could do a sketch. You can get a sketch from me at any con.
Yep.
But if
Plus one more, that's free.
those are a little bit more, those are a little bit advanced for what I imagine. I imagine
Yes.
a quick sketch
A quick
inside
sketch,
of a
yes.
book would be
Yes.
a little less detailed than this. But if I'm thinking about rolling a Kickstarter out.
Okay.
Like anything that you order through a Kickstarter would be pre-signed with a character sketch inside.
Nothing
Something
elaborate,
like that.
just a little pencil sketch or ink sketch.
Yeah,
right?
probably a pen and ink sketch.
Cool.
Very quick profile or a headshot with some brief lighting indication kind of stuff.
That's sold right there.
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
absolutely cool. That would sell. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be right back with more from Joe St. Pierre and the new Zodiac.
Welcome back to the Angry Geeks Show. I'm Jeremy Courtney.
Yeah, I put Joe up for that. All right, now, you wrote, you did the art, but did you have help on this stuff?
Yes. The
Yeah,
majority.
what was that? Did I just ask a bad question?
Well, I'm just thinking of the workload that I put out there this
Okay.
year. So it was a large amount of work. But yeah, I had a few colorists help me out. I also had a few very well-named, well-known artists.
Okay.
Let's see. The first issue cover was inked by Mr. Sandu Floria, who worked on Batman, Detective Comics, Suicide Squad. I think he's on Deathstroke now.
That's Team Angry Jr. Cody's favorite book, The Suicide Squad.
Oh, really? How
So
cool.
he knows that name
Awesome.
for sure.
And it was colored by Mr. Steve Furchow, who was a Top Cow colorist for a long time on Witchblade. He also colored the Grant Morrison X-Men for Marvel. Remember that stuff? It was great. He's a fantastic colorist. I just love this thing. And I made a print of it. It's just beautiful. The second issue cover was inked by Mr. Jay Lyston, who worked on a little book called Death of Wolverine. Jay's a good guy. He inked the cover for me. It's actually beautiful in black and white. It looks terrific. Second issue, the B cover, we talked about Mr. Sinnott already. But Mr. Sinnott is probably one of the best inkers on the planet. If he's not number one, then he's number 1.5. He's probably the best inker in the business in the history of comics. And I was so honored on the day that he told me he would ink it. I was just fanboyed out, just totally like paralyzed with joy. That was a great day. That was a fantastic day.
It's okay.
I'm gonna be all right.
It's all right. You're gonna be fine. You're like me hanging around with Bret Hart or somebody.
Yes, exactly, exactly. The third issue cover was colored by Ms. Laura Martin, who does a lot of A-list stuff at Marvel. She also does Spawn and Ragnarok for IDW. So beautiful stuff. It's great stuff. I like to collaborate with people who I can feel like I can learn from.
No, I heard Ian McNichols also helped you out.
Ian Nichols.
Ian Nichols.
Yes,
I always say his name wrong. And he's a fan of the show. We have him on at cons, and I always say his name wrong.
You're confusing him with Christy McNichol or
Maybe.
something? He looks a
He
little
looks
like
it. Maybe that's what it is. Ian, I'm just messing with you. You know I can say your name right.
You do not look like Christy McNichol.
You know I say your name right. I'm just teasing. But he did work with you.
He did. You want to see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ian kicks ass, man. He's very awesome. Let's see. He did this lovely pinup right here, which we'll probably pass across the screen.
Pass right across the screen.
He also collaborated with Ernie Colon. Do you know who Ernie Colon is?
I know Jose Colon. He's an old retired pro wrestler. See, Joe brought up my wrestling days downstairs. And
yes.
we're eating dinner and wrestling comes up.
He's on a wrestling mode. So Ernie Colon was a very famous artist. He worked on a lot of Harvey books. Casper. Also worked for DC on a book called Amethyst, and for Marvel on Damage
Amethyst.
Control. He also did an awesome run.
Wasn't he on Conan?
I don't call him on Conan, but
Okay.
it's certainly possible that he worked on that. He also did a couple issues of Magnus Robot Fighter when I was at Valiant, and they were beautiful. So I got him to commission a piece, inked by Joe Rubenstein. You know who he is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Joe Rubenstein's also A-list inker. Worked on Superman, Captain America, the very first Wolverine miniseries.
Just know him from Superman.
Yeah.
See, Joe's looking around. Yep. You like a lot of
I can
Batman. A lot of DC.
So Ian, to get back to Ian, he kind of formatted the original drawing into a kind of retro comic book cover. So I'm sure that graphic will pass across. Ian's a great guy, very cool. Very talented.
We love Ian here.
Has he ever been here in the?
Nope, not here in the Geek Lair, but he was on Boston Comic Con 2014, 2015. We did not get up with him at Rhode Island 2014 because his booth was hammered, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him. But we're going to get him back on soon.
Cool. Awesome. So I think that's about it. Did I tap all the creators out? Besides me, it's like mostly I wrote it, drew it. Dennis Calero.
Dennis Calero.
Colorist. Oh, yeah. Dennis colored issue 4. How could I forget Dennis? Very talented guy. Very cool.
It's okay. I forget everybody all the
He's
time.
doing a book called, a series called The Suit for Dark Horse now.
The Suit for Dark Horse.
Yes. So check that out.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're going to take another quick break. And we're back with more from Joe St.Pierre and the new Zodiacs. Our cameraman is just being an absolute twit. And only on the Angry Geek show can we do stuff like this. How long did it take you to come up with each character design? That's something I want to know.
Oh, that's a good question. That's part of the DVD.
I'm just not a pretty face.
Part of the DVD extras in the trade will kind of deal with that. I know for the Liberator, this gentleman right here, there are probably about 20 sketches that I messed with, different kind of variations, different color combinations, and that, until I settled on that one. I wanted something that was simple, but also because he's got a metallic skin, I can get kind of detailed in the reflections on the metal skin. So I wanted a fairly simple costume. So I kind of broke down maybe about 20 sketches altogether for him. Cricket, maybe I'd say there was probably one day I kind of work through where I just kind of belt around a couple of ideas here and there. Start with a couple photos, maybe like a casting photo or something, and then that would lead to this, and this would lead to that, and maybe 5 or 6 sketches in, she was realized. The lion pretty much came to me probably in a dream. Just he's a guy. The first sketch I have of him.
I have to say, this character, now I can't wait to read this one. He looks absolutely badass.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
I mean, I'm like really digging and in love with this cover right here.
Pretty badass.
This is badass, but this, I mean, I'm a sucker for black and white. And
the
this
pencils.
Yeah, this is just wow.
Oh, thanks. Man.
This gonna get the nice Angry Geeks approved treatment. The stamp is gonna go right up there because this is badass right here.
Stamp it right now. Where's your stamp?
It's all PNG on the computer. We don't have an actual
post.
stamp. Actually, Ian said he was gonna actually draw us up a stamp.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, haven't seen
something
it yet.
you could actually,
something that we
hammer
can actually
down
hammer
on
down.
something. Walk past somebody's original art. And go, I love that.
I love that.
It's just
And then we're ejected from the con.
a little extra value to that.
Like, Joe said we can do it.
That's cool. So the lion kind of came to me. First drawing is pretty much what he looked like. The only thing I kind of added to him during the process of writing that story was I wanted to visually show that he was the first stargazer. So early calendars back in prehistoric man were actually carved out of animal bones.
Mhm.
They chart the process of the moon across the sky and kind of put notches into animal bones. So he's wearing a calendar, a proto-human prehistoric man
You can see it on
calendar,
right there.
which is basically just a row of bones that he wears like a
See
necklace.
on the pencil sketch, you can really see the detail
Yeah.
in the bones of
Yeah.
everything.
It also helps protect him. It's like a protection. So that's you're getting some backstory there because that's not in
Well,
the,
that's-
that's not in the actual.
So for each
Comic text.
character, do you use a model, or you just look at the blank piece of paper and draw what you feel?
Everybody's a little different. The process it depends on where I'm at in my head at the time. Sometimes I'll see an actress or an actor or something like that, and I'd be like, this would be good for a character like something that I have, in one of my sketchbooks. Or
I'm
something
glad
like
you
that.
said that because this kind of reminds me of. Now I'm a big Aquaman fan.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of Jason Momoa, of the Aquaman.
Oh yeah, well that predates the Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Really?
Yeah, they came
Then they
out
stole
in-
your idea. We need to
They-
call a legend.
That came out in April of this year, if I recall correctly. February is
April.
the first issue.
April.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Then we
So-
we need to call.
Do you remember when the Jason Momoa shot came out?
I want to say May, which means we have a case. Chris Norris, the Angry Geeks attorney, get a hold of DC. Joe and I have a case against Jason Momoa and Zack Snyder. We get to see the movie first before anybody, or we're suing.
Well, at the very least, he my character predates Jason Momoa, even me knowing who he was, because the character was created many years ago. So he's only seen
Trying to
press
make
this
us some
year.
money so we can get more books, Joe.
Oh, I can definitely make our case here. So, come on, Jason.
Jason,
it up.
you do- okay, so if we're going to put all this into a trade paperback, you were mentioning earlier a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
What would a fair price? I mean, I've seen a lot of books being put together, and they're worth it. But what do you think all this would go to with the little sketch, all 4 issues, the DVD extras?
Yeah, I'm thinking like somewhere around 144-page trade.
I thought you were going to say $144.
I'll take that.
Right.
If you want to give me $144 for the trade.
I just
would-
bought you dinner, Joe. I'm broke. No.
That's great.
All right, for the trade. Plus, I gotta pay Jeremy too. So.
Okay. Now Jeremy's gets paid even though he's not here.
Peanuts.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
So
They cost money.
a trade cardstock cover, 144 pages,
Mm-hmm.
autographed inside by me. Head sketch inside by me. I'm thinking like $20 plus postage.
That's a deal.
Is that a deal?
That's an absolute deal.
I want to.
mean,
It's
yeah.
all about spreading the new Z, right? So
Mhm.
I want to make that price point accessible to as many people as possible. The trade would be a great jumping on point. It would also be a sign of support that you want this to be my day job,
Mhm.
you know. So I want to make this a monthly book. Ideally, with an unlimited budget, we'd have a series for each member of the Zodiac. So that's like 12,
Yeah.
12 characters. And then maybe one that was a team book, you know.
And for a trade that size, that fits everybody's budget. That fits young Team Angry Junior. They can afford that on their allowance or their side job. That is a reasonably fair price. I mean, other creators should take listen in that. That's beautiful.
That's a good point because it's me. It's a price point, and me as a fan, I
Mhm.
find value in that, and I would spring $20 for that. You know, I think it's a good value all around. And like I said, it's first appearance of all 4 characters.
Mhm.
There's still 8 more to go, so you know, purchasing the trade or any of the comics is a sign of support, so I can keep doing more of them because I got tons of stories.
Oh, tons of story. I mean, so far the one book that I read with Cricket, amazing. I absolutely
liked it?
loved it.
Great.
I did. We had the live show, first time you were on the show with us. Got home that night, put everything else away, sat down, read that. Absolutely loved it.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
It's another thing too. I think the characters are a little bit different. It's not just the Superman knockoff. It's not just the James Bond homage character. These are characters I think are unique in the marketplace. Don't see a lot of ghost hunter characters. At
No.
least I don't. Don't see a lot of cyberpunk characters who can access the web with their mind. Graphics. You know. So I'm trying to put a spin on genres, you know, introduce new slants on subject matter. I think it's great stuff.
We're gonna take another break. We'll be
Okay.
right back. It's amazing that we sit down, we eat dinner, and we have so much in common.
Yeah, totally.
Well, thank you for being on. I hope you.
I'll see you guys next week. I'm taking over. Clearly, I'm going to be the co-host from now on.
Jeremy's gone.
The less angry geek.
The mildly irritated.
The mildly annoyed geek show. That just doesn't have the same ring.
Doesn't have the same ring. Make sure you find Joe online. See if you can get these anywhere. Check out eBay. Go to your LCS. Go and get it off of Joe's website. They are sold out. Go to a con. Find Joe. You got to get this book. If not, get your $20 ready for Kickstarter because I'm sure that's going to be happening soon.
Thanks, man.
You know, you're welcome. Thank you. Get this book. Pick it up. Mason Allen, you got to get him down to Most Excellent Comics. I'm calling you out again. Get Joe down. He lives here at Mass. Bring you right down. Jeremy and I will be there the entire day.
I can see the wrestling influence. The way he's like, I'm going to come to your store. I'm doing a sign in your store. I'm going to throw somebody through the front window. And you're going to like it. I can totally
I'm
see
Louis
it
with
now.
Angry Geeks. This is Joe St.Pierre. Jeremy will be back with me soon. Thank you very much, and check them out.